Long story short, I remember, I was like, I waited. Next thing you know, Club New York happened. I'm like, dang, I done waited too late to hit.
Say what now? Fonzworth Bentley had been waiting a long time to do what to Diddy?
Dang, I done waited too late to hit.
Baby, I know this won't even shock you, but one of the developing Diddy updates is that his former assistant, Fonzworth Bentley, disappeared for the same reason several other people close to him ran away.
Let me ask you this. What do you think Diddy and Fonzworth Bentley's real relationship was?
Concubine. Master.
I mean, at this point, is there anyone in the entertainment industry Diddy hasn't taken advantage of? Y'all remember Fonzworth Bentley, right? The guy that Diddy made follow him everywhere holding a giant umbrella? Well, just like several other people who worked for Diddy, he sort of just disappeared. And apparently, and allegedly, before he left, Diddy had Cassie'd him as well. Personally, anytime it's something to do with Diddy, I always wonder about Bentley's perspective because I know he has some hot stankin' tea about Diddy. Well, Bentley actually hinted that he might tell his truth because when everything started blowing up in Diddy's face, he shared a quote from Jay-Z's scathingly honest Grammy Global Impact Award acceptance speech where he said, "When I get nervous, I tell the truth." Okay, I'm not sure whether Bentley quoted Jay-Z because he wanted to imply that Jay-Z was also just like Diddy, but he also captioned his post, "Might delete later, but I'ma just sit this here." Interesting, don't you think? What do you really have to say, Fonz? We are honestly all dying to get your point of view. Or maybe he's already spilling, cause I know this guy once joked about being with the feds.
I could be anything.
I'm anybody.
A designer or what, a philosopher. I'm walking around with bow ties.
The feds.
It's the feds. Like I'm anything, like you said.
Okay, just for a bit of background about the relationship he may have had with Diddy. Diddy first crossed paths with Bentley at a soul food joint right in the midst of his trial. And Bentley even said that they had a staring contest. This was around the time when Diddy decided to change his name from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy because he needed a clean slate after his 1999 legal issues. Apparently, Bentley had taken it upon himself to send Diddy inspirational Bible verses while he dealt with the infamous charges. Then a few months after Diddy's legal triumph, Bentley, who was managing a restaurant at 11 Madison Park at the time, hit Diddy with the message, "Please don't make me go back to my hater boss." Shortly after that daring message, Diddy recruited Bentley as his personal assistant and valet. And Bentley later shared with the New York Times how that felt for him, saying, "I remember the day exactly. It's going to be in a movie about my life." Sean waved his hands in my face and said, "Your life has just changed. Are you ready?" Then he was photographed in Saint-Tropez with Diddy, and he became his umbrella-carrying man, and he also doubled as other things in Diddy's life.
When Puff has to go to restaurants and places like that, he made sure everything was straight with that. You know what I'm saying? And he had another assistant too. But Fonzworth Bentley was his personal assistant, put out his clothes, told him what he should wear, all that, like a stylist and personal assistant.
Child, I can bet that if there is truth to everything that has been said about Diddy, then one of the people who could confirm this is Bentley. I mean, the assistants have had quite a few honorable mentions in the lawsuits against Diddy. For starters, in Cassie's lawsuit, she said that Diddy's freak-offs often involved costumes like masquerade masks and lingerie, and they continued for years, taking place at high-end hotels across the United States and in Diddy's homes. Guess who were the people responsible for organizing these parties and making sure everything was set? Yep, the assistants. Then there's Lil Rod, who also said in his lawsuit that Christina Karam required all employees, from the assistants, the butler, the chef to the housekeepers, to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with substances because it was important for her to have Diddy's choice of whatever he was using immediately ready when he asked for it. So these assistants are the ones who have the real tea about what was going down. And I don't know the kind of NDAs they were required to sign, but they've been pretty hush-hush about everything that's unfolding. And some of them, like Bentley, have been MIA for a while. Well, before Bentley disappeared, he actually tried to make a name for himself. In the 2000s, he made an appearance on the band's 2002 album, Too Hot for TV. And the following year, he was featured on the Good Day, Good Sir skit on Outkast's speaker box, The Love Below. And then in 2004, he made a cameo in the music video of Kanye's The New Workout Plan. Fonz also worked as a songwriter, and he's credited on multiple tracks on Kanye's album Yeezus, including On Sight, Black Skinhead, I Am a God, and Hold My Liquor. In 2008, he was also featured in the Yes We Can music video for Barack Obama's presidential campaign. And in addition to all of this, Fonz also graced the silver screen with a small yet impactful role in films such as Honey, Fat Albert, and Think Like a Man 2. I mean, by the mid-2010s, Fonz had already carved a name for himself as a songwriter, producer, actor, businessman, and so forth. Like, it was really looking like things were working out for him until he sort of just disappeared from the industry. He moved to Atlanta, got married to Fawn Chambers Watkins, and they welcomed 2 kids. And as much as he now portrays himself as a family man, people still say that he went through some things when he was working as Diddy's assistant. And like Jaguar Wright said, including being Diddy's sugar baby.
He was too complicit and he was too compliant. And he just disappeared. He disappeared faster than Mace did. When Mace ran from Diddy, you could see the trailer just fire from his footsteps as he ran.
By the way, Jaguar mentioning Mace also reminds me of the people who left Bad Boy and turned to religion after witnessing and going through a few things.
If the devil can use him aggressively, then I want you to know God can use me aggressively. I want you to also know you may not like my delivery. You might say, well, listen here, why did you say it that way? I cannot speak to people outside of the church the way I speak to people inside the church.
Other than Mace, Loon is another person who turned to religion after leaving Bad Boy.
Loon is working his way out of my system, you know. Just happy to be, you know, accepting Islam and finding the peace of mind that I was always searching for in the music business.
Well, the situation with somebody like Craig Mack was even worse because this man actually joined a cult, not a religion.
Craig Mack has joined the Overcome Ministry. Is that true? Well, no, Craig Mack is dead. We have somebody, it used to be Craig Mack, and he didn't join anything. God joined him.
Unfortunately, Craig Mack died at the age of 47, and he was still part of the cult. And just like with every other celebrity's death, speculations ran wild. Something that was even stranger was that when Craig died, dozens of celebs publicly sent their condolences to him and his family, including Diddy. But surprisingly, none of them showed up to his funeral. But Craig had left very clear instructions that his family should not receive anything from Diddy.
Craig Mack told his people, told the religious people that don't let them pay for of mine. I don't want them to pay for nothing in my death.
For him to have said that he didn't want anything to do with Diddy, even in death, I mean, Craig must have really gone through it. Other than Craig, who passed on, all these people kind of just disappeared, just like Fonz. And I don't even want to begin with some of the extreme cases like Lil Jerome, who had a mental breakdown.
And the album just never came out. And eventually I did have a nervous breakdown.
Come to think of it, didn't Bentley also get into religion after he left Diddy? I remember seeing him on BET Bobby Jones' show, sharing the gospel. Now, I know people sign NDAs and stuff to keep them from running their mouths. And I know with people like Diddy, the bigger fear is probably being unalived. But honestly speaking, given everything that's already come out, maybe it's time for a few more people to be a bit bolder with their truth. And I'm talking about people like Fonz Bentley. I know the feds have been questioning people who were close to Diddy, and they are probably building one of the biggest cases ever in Hollywood. And I don't know a lot of what they know. But if Fonzworth Bentley gets on the stand, it's over for Diddy. Listen, I'm gonna need somebody to dig up Bentley from whatever hole he is hiding in and get him to spill. Well, of course, that is if Diddy hasn't cut him the biggest check already, or threatened to have him unalived if he spills. But you know what? Let me know whether you think he was also Cassie'd, and what you think he knows about Diddy's dealings in the comments section below.